Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the What the Football channel. This is the BH and Scrubber Show. And on today's show, we're going to be covering the upcoming game of the Commanders versus the LA Chargers. And it's going to be a good game. It's going to be on the West Coast. Here on the East Coast, it'll be that 4:30 game. I'm going to be able to come back home real quick and catch the second half. So I will be live streaming um, the second half this Sunday. So join us and look forward to the big win. So, BH, what are we going to have to do to secure that win?
Well, we got JD5 is back,
Yep.
so that's good. I still think the weapons aspect for us on offense is we are kind of hurting.
Yeah.
Um, we got some good O linemen. We're hurting a little bit at guard, but I think all around the O line is seem to be able to have some good protection, some good running. This Charger defense is it's pretty solid. The team's solid all the way around.
Yeah.
Um, but on D, they're really good against the pass. With their DBs and their safeties across the board, they're pretty good. I know Derwin James, their stud safety, is a little banged up. I'm sure
Mhm.
he'll play. But yeah, they've done really good there. And even their D line is pretty darn good. Out on the edge, they're hurting a little bit without Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
Um, uh, but they do have Tuli Tuiapalotu, who's been doing really good. So they do have some good edge presence, some good D line presence. So all around, it's a pretty good setup. But I think though, much like against the Raiders, they were saying, well, you got to pass against the Raiders. They're hard to run against, and we ran. I think we put up 200 yards.
Hmm.
So I think the same. I think with this deal, we cannot come in one dimensional, and let's go after these guys and do kind of what Cliff and Jaden Daniels like to do is get everybody in. You work everybody. You do the bubble screens. You do some deep stuff, and then run. Run some outside stuff. Keep them honest. We know that I don't know how mobile Jaden Daniels is going to be. He does have a brace, and so I don't know if it's 100% that he'll wear that during the game. I don't really know, but that could kind of slow him down. Sometimes it's psychological.
Yeah.
When you have that brace on, it just feels weird. So, but hey, if he could just break off a couple quickies, we're
Mhm.
talking about safe runs to the
Yeah.
outside, load up one side, have him break, make everybody chase him, just to keep him honest. Um, so I think that's going to be a challenge, and we're playing on the road.
Yeah.
Nice stadium, SoFi. So yeah, I said to start off, I think it's going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be a pretty even game. Um, but yeah, that D is pretty darn good. So um, yeah, we'll see. What do you think about our defense holding those Chargers down?
Hmm. Well, one of the things that is in our favor is that they are banged up on their O line a little bit. I know Joe Alt and he's out, and their other tackle uh, is out.
Yep.
So their two star guys are out, and then their I think he's their right guard is banged up too. I think he was in concussion protocol, so I think he was like limited and questionable to play. So that's in our favor there. If our D line can get in there in the trenches, put the squeeze on Herbert, their quarterback, they throw a lot.
Man, they
Uh,
do.
Dude, they throw like crazy amounts. And so just to put the squeeze on him, get him to cough it up, get him to make a mistake, throw an interception. We got an interception last week. That was our first
I
turnover of the
know.
year. Holy crap. So get him, squeeze him, get him to make mistakes. But now they got that McConkey guy. He's their slot guy. They use him a lot. So that's going to keep. If Sanders still was on the injury report, maybe a knee or something. So
Yeah.
if he's going to be lagging a little behind there, we're really going to need that D line to put the squeeze on him. And if our boys can just cover long enough to let our D line in there and get to Herbert, one thing that would help that too is they got to do maybe some stunts or some more blitzing to get in there, get Luvu in there. Hell, bring Reeves up. Reeves is an animal. Let him blitz a couple times. And so, yeah, uh, Trey Amos is going to have to do his job. I still worry about Lattimore out there. They've got
Yeah.
the Chargers got Keenan Allen. He's good for a couple good plays, and he can sting us at the end. He'll find some way to get him the ball, and he'll win the game if we don't watch out for him. And then their other wide receivers, that Quentin Johnston guy, he's just crushing it. So
He is.
they've got a three-headed monster there in their wide receivers that can really do damage to us, knowing our defensive backs and what they've been doing. And they've also got a great running back. And God, what's that guy's name?
Omarion Hampton.
Yeah, Maureen Hampton. So and he can catch it
Yep.
and he can run it. So the defense really needs to be on these guys. Also, we just lost Saint Pierre, Saint
Oh my
what's his
God.
name? Yeah.
I
So we
know
just
our,
lost him, and so we're gonna
yep.
have to have who else? Jacob Martin, and who's the other guy? Jalen Holmes, and maybe even bring somebody up
Yeah,
for the
maybe Preston
back.
Smith.
Yeah.
Preston Smith, they signed him, so he's a defensive end, but it's almost
Yeah.
going to have to put him in a committee and see if someone can get hot.
Hmm.
Because we're sorely lacking there, boy, at the defense opposite of Dorrance Armstrong. Man, it's brutal. There's not a lot of pressure there.
Yeah, no doubt. And we even got who's that one guy? He's the new guy. He's on our international, is he? TJ Magaringianga?
Yeah, but I bet you he's not active though,
No, he
so
won't. But
he
still,
won't
he's
be
about the
there.
only other guy that we really got. Sheldon Day, but he's an interior guy pretty much.
Yeah,
So really, it's up to, the guy you just mentioned, if we bring him up, or Jacob Martin, or Jalen Holmes.
yeah, and
So,
at least if they can, maybe there aren't sacks, but man, at least if they can bring pressure, because I mean they are hurting
yeah, they are.
at the tackle spot.
Mhm.
So that's we got that's kind of helps us because we're kind of weak at the defensive end. But like you said, Alt's out, Rashawn Slater gone for the year. Amarian Hampton, great running back, but like
Mhm.
all rookies, not a good pass blocking
Mhm.
back. So there's a lot of that going on, and we've seen with Herbert the last two games he's dropped down a little from the
Mhm.
first two games, and that would happen to any quarterback once
Mhm.
you start losing offensive linemen. Now their center is they're using Bradley Bozeman, and now their
Mhm.
regular guy is Andre James, and I couldn't figure out if James is going to be back or not. He hasn't taken any snaps. I don't know if he's in an IR situation, but Bozeman is bad,
Mhm.
not good. And that's bad for him because, where we are strengthened is, we've got Deron
Kinlaw.
Payne, Kinlaw.
Yeah.
We'll make his life miserable. And so I sort of think that's impacting Herbert because he's thrown three interceptions like in the last two games.
Yep.
And
Two last
that's
week.
exactly. So he's sort of dropped down, and it seems to, even though he's got all these great weapons, and they are great weapons. I imagine if he had a lot, if he had time to throw,
Mhm.
he carve us up. So yeah, let's take advantage of that situation because hey, people take advantage of our injuries. So
Yeah. Yeah.
let's take advantage of theirs.
Yep. Couple things too, like we talk about, we took a beating last week and we're going to come back hungry, and they took a beating as well. So they're going to
Yeah,
be hungry as well. So both teams really need to, we don't want to drop below 500. We'll go to 2-3. So we really gotta make that happen, especially with what's coming up. The rest of the games that we have up until the bye week, it'd be really nice to get out ahead of some of this stuff. We got the Bears next Monday. We could probably beat them. Then we got Dallas the week after that. We could probably beat them. Then the Chiefs. That's a Monday night game. That's in Chief land. So just if we could
yeah,
just build a solid foundation here and get a win out of this, I think we'll do good. I think one of the things they did was they went to LA early
They
I think
did.
they were there today. They'll be there
Yep.
tomorrow to acclimate. I remember we did that last year when they went straight from, I think, from Cleveland straight to Arizona for the week, and I think that really helped uh, us win that game. One of my thoughts too about Jaden is if he's wearing that, knee brace thing, are they? Yeah, I don't want to RG3 him. I would almost, go with Mariota one more time. He made enough points for us to win last week.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
So
yeah,
yeah, I think the thing is I've felt from the beginning if we were in a playoff game, Jaden Daniels would have played both those games.
right.
I don't. I'm not. I don't want to say that the injury wasn't serious, but that's the way it is in football.
Mhm.
You get a tweaked knee or anyone offensive lineman. They take care of you. They let you rest. But if it's a playoff game, you can actually go out and play. But it's a long season. You can't make dumb decisions like that and
Right.
just let people
Yeah.
play. So, but you're right. But I think it ought to be a. I think there ought to be a short leash, any kind of if he's not looking mobile, if he's not looking comfortable, or if he's getting hit hard, like you said, just bring in Mariota. Don't do an RG3 like remember Shanahan, let him run around out there,
Yeah.
and he almost died on the football field. Man, that
Yeah.
was that was insanity. Anyway, yeah, let's not do that. Um,
And then my
so
number one thing too is, and I didn't talk about it on our post view show last week, is tackling.
mhm.
You know how I am about that, man. We talk about this. If we don't say it on the show, we talk about it when we talk to each other. Man, went back and watched that. They just look like fucking amateurs.
Yeah,
Like I say, what isn't each team should have a goddamn tackling coach. It should be just, I don't know, just have dummies out there like, Tesla robots out there. Not that's all you do is tackle all day.
yeah,
God, it looked horrifying. So tackle,
yeah.
tackle,
Bad,
tackle, tackle.
yeah, bad angles, and my favorite, grabbing the guy up around the shoulders.
Yeah.
What is that? Yeah, but it's a 5'9", 175-pound receiver. Yeah, grab him by the shoulders and throw him down. But I mean, they
Yeah.
grab guys around the running backs around the shoulders, and then they get tossed. And I'm like, that goes to like you said, why isn't there someone that teaches that?
Yeah.
And when they do film, do they bring that stuff up?
Right.
Like,
Like
hey,
even the
look,
one guy who was that Quan, that my favorite, of course, is just throwing the shoulder into the guy, and he threw it into Algiers, and Algiers just kind of went
yeah,
and ran into the end zone. You
yeah,
can't just hope that that's going to work throwing your shoulder into, especially like a guy like Algiers. It ain't going
I
to
don't
work.
get it.
So
Yeah, didn't you see that guy on film just killing people? That's all that guy ever does, man, is just
uh,
mow people over.
yeah,
So yeah, Quan's struggling this year. Our
yeah,
DBs are really struggling. I heard a lot of talk like, well, they're playing a lot of man and a lot of this and a lot of that, and
right.
I looked into it. I did some looking. I didn't see that. I think they're only about number 14 or 15 in total man coverage. So they're like most teams, they're splitting it up. A team like the Rams plays 90% um, zone. Then you got a team like Cleveland will play close to 65% man. They're at the top. Of course,
Mhm.
if you had Cleveland's D line, you would play a lot of man. Those guys are monsters. But
Right.
just saying, so that can't really explain it. I don't understand it. I don't understand the drop off in the DB
Part of
world
it seems to
for
be
us.
like when these teams go in motion on us.
Oh, a lot,
It
a
just
lot.
seems like that everybody just they just forget what they're
Yeah,
doing. And you go in motion on Lattimore, and he just forgets, that he's a defensive back. So maybe that's
yeah.
part of the problem. I don't know.
It
So
does look bad. And
yeah,
to your point, maybe we're not disguising our coverages enough.
yeah,
They know we're in man. They go, oh yeah, throw at least two people in motion. Because
yeah,
these guys they'll be late getting to it, or they won't know how to do the handoff. So maybe
right,
that's it. Because you're right that we have looked terrible.
yeah,
Anyone that goes in motion ends up being wide open in the flat.
yeah,
So
yep,
um, well, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to come down to a field goal. To be honest with you, I think it's
yeah,
going to be a really tight game.
mhm,
And indoors, no wind, perfect temperature, so the field goal kicker should have no excuses.
yep.
You know, so
They've got
uh,
Dicker the kicker. He's
they
really
do
good.
have Dicker the kicker. Hey, and our kicker's gay.
Yeah.
So
That's
it,
right. It should be a
it,
great kicking
it,
duel.
it will be the duel. So, yeah, that's about all I got.
Yeah.
You're right though. It's kind of pivotal because if we get the win, we got some games we can win, and also it comes at a time where maybe some guys can get healthy.
Yeah.
You know, it could all the
Yeah.
timing. So it's kind of a pivotal game in that respect. Winnable games, guys getting healthy again, it would be really good. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I'll see you. I'll be there when you're streaming the game.
Yep.
I'll be down in there making commenting and helping out.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Look forward to seeing everybody on Sunday, and good luck to everybody in our fantasy league, and have a great day.
All right, go Commanders.